Hello there, welcome back. It's Liz here and I'm going to make another entry in my altered golden book. It's a nature journal and yep. And first of all, thanks very much for subscribing. I have a few new subscribers, so welcome. It's great to have you here. I'm glad that my little channel is growing slow but sure. So yeah, thanks for doing that, and let's go on. So that was our first entry. That was my first entry about the shadows in the park, and today I'm going to do an entry about butterflies, and I'm going to do it on the opposite page to the actual golden book page about butterflies, so that fits in quite well. I'm going to use this that I made earlier. It's stamped butterfly images which I have coloured. I've used these two stamp sets, one penny black and one Kaisercraft, and I just stamped 4 of the butterflies and then used a little I don't know what's that called, palette, a little palette there to decide what colours I'm going to do with my Zig clean colour brushes. And rather than do that in a wee bit of scrap that I usually do, I just added it to the card and I thought it made it look, and I've kept the bits that from pulling it out the pad, and I thought, yeah, that looks pretty good. So I was going to stick it down, and then I thought, no, why not make a pocket so that you can take it in and out. So I decided to use this pad, which is Stamperia Garden 12 by 12. Lots of beautiful papers, naturey, gardeny, and I fussy cut some images from there. There was a flower and a butterfly and a bird and 2 little leaves. So I'm going to decorate the pocket, which I have cut from a piece of the scrapbook paper as well, and we'll just decorate, collage it up, and hopefully it'll be a nice place to tuck this in. I was going to do it this way, but I thought then you can only see, whereas this way I can see it down here and it maybe makes it look quite cool. So I'm going to stick this down here. I've put red, fine narrow red double-sided tape, so we'll just take that off. Just take the cover up the red bit off the clear tape. I'm using this as opposed to wet glue because I think for a pocket this is quite good because it's right to the edge and it won't spread and maybe make the pocket a little bit easier. Now before I stick this down, nearly forgot, I'm going to make a little notch with my circle punch about halfway. And just using the circle punch, half, that creates a little pocket notch. And let's just get this here nice and straight. There we are. So that's us. We've got a pocket. Let's just make sure that that's well down. There we are. Just put that out the way. So it should get a little bit looser, I think, over time, but that's perfect in there. And now I can just take that out whenever I want to look at the colours and whatnot. It's a nice little place to keep the bit of watercolouring. Yes, so let's decorate this. We've got the flower and a couple of leaves. Let's put the words the correct way up. Maybe do the leaves maybe like that, and I like to overlap things. It makes it all kind of cohesive and joined up if you overlap things rather than just, plus it will hide the fact that this bird doesn't have any legs. Maybe like that. I think that will do it. Yeah, let's get that stuck down. So just using some all-purpose glue, we will stick down the leaves first. And yep. I'm thinking maybe once we've got this stuck down, I will go round the edges maybe with a fine liner pen and just add a little bit of doodling, a little squiggle around the edges, I think. I think that might be a nice finishing touch. And we'll just, whoops. Well, I think that's quite a nice little collage that complements the golden book over there. So yeah, quite pleased with that. And that slide, that'll go in and out. We just be mindful of that top bit. Yeah, quite pleased with that. Can you see? Now, what about this round the edges with the fine liner? Because that's the fine liner that I used for going round the little samples of watercolour. It's a 0.5 Letraset fine line drawing pen, and I'm thinking maybe we will do much like we did here, bring that in to along the edges here. Yeah, I think we'll go for it. Let's try this bottom bit. and it's just really a squiggly not so much squiggly as maybe, what would the word be, sketchy? A sketchy line that doesn't need to be perfect. In fact, you don't want it to be perfect. You want it just to be kind of sketchy. Yeah. Now, what will we do when we get to that little half circle notch? Let's do the other side before we even think about it. Will we leave it blank or will we try a curve? Let's see, let's try a curve. It's one thing drawing straight lines or squiggly lines, but another thing, oh, that's not bad. So that's us done a little finishing touch. We'll put that back in, see how it looks. Let's put the lid on that before I have an accident. Now, do we want the black lines anywhere else? Do we want to go around? How much could we get round? Let me think. Do I want to go around the outline of the images? Trying to visualise what, I think I'm just going to leave it because I'm quite pleased with how that closes all right. Yep. Perfect. Yeah, so that's another page. And another page there, so it's totally different from the first page. It's nice and bright and colourful. This is more a kind of vintage look with a little bit of journaling. And yeah, so I've put the date on here because did I put the date on the other entry? I think I probably did, yes. Oh, big date, 1st of March. It's always good to date your, because when you look back you think, oh well, when was that? Yeah, that's starting to slide in and out, no bother. Okay, so that's us. So thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.